Listen, Beardy Boy, DM me. DM me, I want half of the profits for Earth 2, and I'll help you make this a better scam than you would have ever dreamed of. Because you have no idea what you're doing. You're running it into the ground.
It's been a while since we've done a reaction type video like this, and I figured why not talk about Shane Isaac, the founder, the CEO of Earth 2. And this is a question people have been asking for a long time. Why doesn't Earth 2 have any 3D gameplay yet? And this is the guy who sets the expectations, who sets the design and things like that for the game. So I'm curious as to what he's going to say. Now, as I say, this has been a question, but the bigger question, I believe, is what actually is the gameplay of Earth 2 going to be? Because there's just certain aspects of this that don't make a lot of sense. I'd struggle to think of many aspects that do regarding this. They've been selling people on a pipe dream, selling people JPEGs on a centralized server. And yeah, let's see what he has to say. Let's go in with an...
Look, it's going to be half-assed. The game's going to be half-assed. Do you want to know how I know that Earth 2 is going to be half-assed? He hasn't even pulled off the packaging plastic for his monitor. Look at that. He can't even pull off the packaging plastic for his own monitor. And you expect this clown is going to be able to recreate the entire planet? Look, it's literally right there. I mean, come on. Like, how do you not see this?
Open mind. I know people are not going to believe me when I say that, but let's try our best.
All right, here we go.
A common question that comes up is that why isn't there any 3D gameplay on Earth 2 yet, and when game? Why. So a lot of people are curious about this, and I thought I'd just like to share.
I would just like to say, if you're putting money into something like this that's supposed to be doing something on an unprecedented scale and technological evolution is what they've said it's going to be, when you don't know when the gameplay is going to be out or even what the gameplay is going to be, it seems like a pretty poor investment in my eyes.
Share some thoughts with you on
of course it is.
Why there isn't any 3D gameplay as yet, and also a little bit of background and history on how we got to this stage. I'll try to make this brief. Now, there's no 3D gameplay yet on Earth 2 because Earth 2 is a little bit different from your average game. We set out to create a...
In the way that it is not currently a game, where most average games are a game. And usually what a game does is it says, we're going to make, even when somebody sells you on a crowdfund, by the way, or a Kickstarter or on a Supreme Early Access on Steam, they say this is what the game is, this is what the game could be, this is what the game will be with X amount of money. Whereas Earth 2 just said the most vague, ridiculous things in the world. This will be Red Dead Redemption level graphics.
Of course they say vague things, because the more vague you are with something, the more you allow the person's imagination to fill in the cracks and fill those cracks in with the things that you want to, but with that they want to believe. Like, that's why it's so important. Like, for example, that's why political slogans are intentionally vague. Make America great again. What does this mean? Like hope and change with Obama. What does this mean? They are intentionally vague so people can put their own vision of what that means into them.
With the entire planet Earth, which is, I don't know who asked for that, because let's think of some of the biggest worlds in online gaming. You don't even see people on the vast majority of, say, World of Warcraft, like how big WoW is if you add all the zones together.
Yeah.
You can't even populate meaningfully every zone in that game with how big that is. So how are you going to populate something that is infinitely bigger than that with the whole planet Earth? You know, why do you need something to be that big? It doesn't really make a lot of sense. It seems like you're just doing that for the sake of it to impress people.
It's something, here's the thing, right? Is like these are things that are really great ideas if you don't think about them. That's what it comes down to. These things are great ideas if you don't think about them. And that's what they want you to do. They keep you in the mindset of, they tell you, oh, we're thinking big picture. We're thinking big picture. Of course you're thinking big picture, because the moment that you try to look at any individual smaller picture, you realize it's fucked up. It's that simple. Yeah, and also, like, it tricks people into thinking, oh, we're thinking big picture because we're smart, because we're this kind of person that, like, I'm able to, you know, like, think on a larger scale than other people. So it plays into people's intelligence. Making people feel smart is probably one of the best ways to scam people. It is so good. because like basically it's easier to convince somebody, it's easier to scam somebody than it is to convince them that they've been scammed. People never want to have their intelligence questioned.
But
play
most
on their
people
ego.
that play
Yep.
games understand that
Smart.
that's just, you know, it doesn't do anything for you, because you would need every human on the planet to play the game for it to feel populated.
Yeah.
Which is just like, that's ridiculous.
One-to-one replication of the actual planet Earth, which is very difficult to achieve in itself, especially if you're going to have it load and perform in a performant way where it's going to stream places of the Earth very quickly.
Why would anybody want this?
So for us, this was really the first goal. This was the first thing that we needed to achieve before we could even look at 3D gameplay. And as many...
That seems like you're doing like everything the wrong way, though. Surely you should be trying to make at least a concept and a viable gameplay loop that is fun and engaging, that people would want to play for a long time, and then just scale that up from there into as big of a world as you can that would feasibly make sense and add.
Here's why they don't actually want to talk about gameplay, is because talking about gameplay compartmentalizes the game. So what that means is that if you don't talk about gameplay, people can think that the Earth 2 existence is something that transcends a video game, and it, again, plays on their imagination. They're thinking about something, yeah, keep it as broad as absolutely possible. You add in gameplay, and it's like, wait a second, okay, now you've added framework in which people perceive the game. Things like this and ideas like this only work whenever they exist in the most abstract form. And so if you take it away, if you put gameplay into it, then it becomes less abstract. And that's why they're not doing it.
Meaningful gameplay elements to the game. Just saying, oh, this is going to be the size of planet Earth. Like, yeah. Immediately you'd have to ask the question, why? Why is it going to be that big? What is the gameplay surrounding it that means it needs to be that big? It seems like you're going the complete opposite way of what an actual game developer would do, or a game designer.
People have publicly claimed this is not an easy thing to achieve.
That's
in
true.
Itself. And another thing to consider is that...
Who cares if it's easy or not? Who cares? Because if you have nothing surrounding it, who cares how easy it is to do? Congrats. If you've done it, cool. Like, what does that even mean? It doesn't do anything for anybody.
We're only 16 months old. We're not even a year and a half into this. And we have a much more ambitious project than a lot of other games. Many of these...
How is that a good thing? Like, how is it a good thing that you're more ambitious if you have nothing to show for it? Like, I don't understand. Like, it's...
Many other games take many years to release even an alpha. So, putting things into perspective, it's no surprise that we haven't launched any 3D gameplay yet. Mm-hmm. This is a long-term project. Everybody's known this from the beginning. And I guess our stance on this is that we don't see a problem with laying foundations now for technology that can and will exist in the future.
See, technology that can and will exist in the future. Again, very strong focus on abstracts. These are all abstract ideas that exist. It's like in the future, in the long term, this is what's going to matter. And these ideas are so powerful and so strong in the abstract because people think, oh, well, technology that exists in the future. You know what people are going to think about? Oh, like the internet. You know, oh, man, like, am I investing in the new internet? Yeah, but you can't tell them that because then even telling them that is compartmentalizing it. So you keep it as abstract as possible, vague, lacking specifics. Yes, of course.
Hardware technology is almost doubling in
I love watching these scam videos. I love these so much.
So there's no problem with us laying the foundation now and building tech that's going to be relevant and can be used with future hardware. It's quite...
Tech that can be relevant and be used with future hardware. Do you know what that means? That's right. I don't either. No one does. Neither does he. Yep, there we go. Yeah, you have no idea. Again, this is it's the future, right? It's an abstract
perceptive of us, I believe, to be building this now. And I love that we're sharing this
building
journey
it
with
now.
People who
get in early,
share that same vision and realize this. So before we're able to release
again, I have to echo the same sentiment. What good is doing like a technological feat if there is nothing to go along with it? It like for multiple years. I've personally, and maybe this is my fault, someone will have to let me know in the comments, I'm sure they will. I've never actually gotten a straight answer on what the minute-to-minute gameplay of Earth 2 is going to be, other than this ridiculously vague, it'll be a sim game where you're building things and building an economy,
that's what it's
and then
going to
people
be.
can participate in the economy. Like, that tells me nothing. That you could literally apply that to like 7 different genres of games, and you'd be no closer to knowing which game genre it's going to be.
You have no fucking idea what
people
you're
say,
talking about. It's going to be a game, and there's going to be gameplay where you control a character and you move around, and there are going to be other people there. Oh, well, all right. Well, that settles it then. I'm sold. Where do I put my money?
It's going to be everything. It's like, you do know the resources required to do that. Like, I don't care how ambitious and good you think you are. You're not that good. Your ambitions are going to turn to failure if that's what you're actually aiming to do. And it's just going to turn into like another Star Citizen situation, only they actually released some...
Bro, Nick was actually trying to get me to play Star Citizen the other day. Like, I can't believe that, man. Like, he actually was trying to get me to play a game because we were at the office, and he was like, "Man, like, wouldn't it be cool?" Like, he's like, "You know, have you ever thought about playing Star Citizen?" And I'm like, I don't know. Don't ships cost like $30,000? He's like, "No, some of them are only $800." And I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to do that or not, man. Like, oh my god.
Something. And I don't think Earth 2 will.
Any type of 3D gameplay, we first need to get our platform in shape and ready. We have to set that foundation, and that is the difficult part. It has been the difficult part. We've had very talented developers working on this solution. You guys will get to see some of that in action on the video that we released this weekend, but it's still a work in progress, and we are still committed though to making sure that we get version 1 out this year so people can actually see how it works and experience it firsthand. So we are committed to doing that.
This is the worst thing for them to do. Like, let me give you advice, Mr. Beardy Boy. Never release the product. Never release it. Because the moment that you release it, never deliver. Because if you show people a beta, again, you allow, you get the, what's this here? The Josh video on Shane mauling at critics? I think I did. Yes, I'm pretty sure I did. And they can actually see it. You make it tangible, and then people will see to themselves, wait a minute, this is not actually as good as it really was supposed to be. It's the same thing with Duke Nukem Forever. People were really hyped up about that until they actually saw the gameplay. And that is the, yes, nefarious but true advice. Exactly. Like, never let them play the game. Never let them play it. Because if you do that, it's dead. It's immediately dead, because let's be honest, the game's gonna suck. Beardy Boy, you know this, I know this, we all know it. The game's gonna be fucking garbage, so just keep stringing them along for as long as you can. Think about it, like, change your perspective of the way that you view developing this game. Look at viewing developing this game as trying to extend a TV show for as long as possible. Think of it as kind of a running circus act of how long can you keep the audience engaged before they lose interest. That's what you should do. Never actually show the game. That's like getting high on your own supply. He's going to believe it himself. That's why Ben got away with $12 million. Ben never believed in Safe Moon. He just kept fucking stealing the money. And that's why he's flying to Scotland on a private jet. Never get high on your own supply. Believed his own opium.
To guess what
Ben's a
what
smart
he means
guy.
by that is you're gonna have some, like, you're gonna be able to open the Earth 2 client and just like fly around on Earth.
3D gameplay will come. It will come after that. There's no point in us introducing 3D gameplay if it isn't based on the entire 1-to-1 scale replication of the planet Earth.
Right.
If we did that, it's kind of like a catch-22. we'll get called out by the people who critique the project, saying that it's not a one-to-one scale representation of the planet Earth.
But that's a rod you made for your own back, because when Earth 2 began, nobody forced you to call it Earth 2. Nobody forced you to say it would be a one-to-one replication of the planet Earth. That is something you did. So then to turn around and say, oh, we can't actually do any gameplay yet because we haven't replicated Earth fully, like, that's your problem that you made. I don't understand why that's a thing.
So relevant of what other people think, it still made sense to us to ensure that that platform, that foundation is created first. And this is the reason why we haven't been able to introduce 3D gameplay yet, because we needed to get our platform for the entire planet Earth ready perfectly. And it's not just like a one-to-one representation of the planet Earth. It's also making sure that the tiles, the land that people have purchased, making sure that they're accurately represented inside of that world. It's making sure that, like, when you zoom in and out of the world, that we have the maths operating correctly. So when you're out, you see the world as a whole. When you come in, it slowly adjusts to the correct...
This is such a bad sales pitch. This is awful. Like, this is so terrible. Like, what he should have done here is, no, Google Earth, yeah. No, the thing is, so what he's doing right now is this is actually a pretty good technique. Is what he's doing is he's trying to appeal to people's intelligence and say, well, you're smart, you understand how these things work, and you would understand, like, why it wouldn't work with 3D. But what he should have done more of is he's stumbling over his words. He's not explaining himself the right way. He should have used much more tech terms. Should have used much more like technological and like specific development terms that an average person wouldn't understand, because a stupid person is going to hear that and then immediately think, oh wow, well yeah, that makes sense, because they have an idea of what it really means without actually fully understanding it. Yes, yeah, use esoteric or obfuscative knowledge. Exactly. Like, he should have done this. Like, he's such a dumb, like, this guy's such an idiot. Like, next time, listen, Beardy Boy, DM me, give me, I want half of the profits for Earth 2, and I'll help you make this a better scam than you would have ever dreamed of, because you have no idea what you're doing. You're running it into the ground.
Balance of how the Earth 2 digital land platform is designed. So there was a...
He's just said that sentence, and I know he was trying to think of what he was going to say as he was saying it, because of how slowly he started talking. But that made fuck all sense to me. Absolutely not.
Exactly.
Fantastic,
exactly.
I guess.
That was
I'm
the
sure
goal.
that's something that a lot of people are going to care about, that when you zoom into the planet in a game you don't have any gameplay in, that you can see the tiles and the world looks...
That was the
cool.
whole point.
Like, I don't know. I don't know why this means anything to anybody. I honestly don't.
There's a lot of work involved in the solution that we're creating, and that's why it's taken a little bit of time before we can introduce that 3D gameplay. I'm a gamer. I want 3D gameplay as much as everybody else. I can't wait for it. In fact, as a younger kid growing up, in every game that I played, I always wanted to go to that place in the background where you couldn't get to, the place where...
Bro, that shit was the most fun in Halo, because you could get to it with those super jumps. Y'all remember that fucking bullshit where you would like fucking stand next to like a rocket launcher and then jump and like shoot yourself all the way over there? Oh my god, that was fun.
You're not allowed to go.
Yeah,
that
adds in relatability. I like this.
Was very appealing to me. So I still remember as an adult,
he's
when
like, I'm
Zelda,
one of you.
Breath of the Wild, when that demo was shown by Nintendo of this open world feel coming to Zelda, that just excited me beyond anything else. I was so excited to be able to play that game. So Earth 2, I guess for me, that was one of the big driving forces. This open world, same size as the planet Earth, where you can go, you can do things, you can just keep traveling and find new areas.
You see, like, you see how he stopped himself? Whenever you can go and you can do things and you can travel to different areas, and he was going to start to explain it more, but he stopped himself. That's smart. That's smart. Do things. Yeah, you're going to be able to do things. That's excited. Do you think he played Zelda for more? I feel like maybe he beat all of Breath of the Wild. I have no doubt that this guy is probably a gamer. This is not like his gamer card is not being pulled right now.
This is the thing,
you can do
right?
things.
If you have to own land to interact with said land, you are literally imposing the same restrictions of not being able to go to the place other than to go look that every other game would have, right? Because if you let people just show up and just start fucking around with your land that you owned, obviously that game doesn't work, does it? That's why most full loot sandbox PvP games have like actual timers and things that people need to adhere to so that they can defend their land and things like that. And people can't just show up and start fucking with your stuff whenever they want, because it would just completely ruin the gameplay experience and make people quit. For the fact that you do something cool and then somebody comes when you're asleep or working or whatever, not in your metaverse job, which is apparently going to be the future. You're at work and somebody comes and fucks all your stuff up. But on Earth 2, like, you have to own the piece of land before you can do anything. So what is the point of traveling somewhere to just look at a blank piece of land that probably nobody owns because the planet's fucking massive? And you're like, oh cool, this is a piece of land I could have literally gone on Google Maps, zoomed in and looked at in the exact same way. It just seems like it doesn't add anything meaningful to the game, which is one of these things that they don't seem to get because they're not core gamers. Like the whole audience for Earth 2, I've not spoke to anyone in the Earth 2 community that has been like, yeah, I'm just a gamer that plays games all the time, just love games. They're all just like...
The people that are doing the investments into Earth 2 are, I think, the same people that do investments into NFTs. They're treating it as a speculative asset. They are investing money in it now in the hope that in the future it is worth more money. That's what they're doing. This is an investment for them. That's what their goal is. It's FOMO. Yeah, they don't want to be the person who didn't do it. They don't want to be the person who's not going to make it. They're going to be the person who did make it, and they're going to make it so hard they spend $1,000 on Earth 2 because there's no way something popular and cool is going to happen, and I'm not going to be able to take advantage of it because I'm smart. Yeah, that's what it is. Again, it's people trying to be smart. I'll be right back. I need to take a piss, guys. I have to get my lunch. It's a bunch of brownies. That's my lunch. Wash hands? No.
Older people that want to speculate on, oh, we missed Decentraland, we missed the sandbox, we missed, Bitcoin when it first started, and we just want to think this is going to be the next best thing.
There
we're
it
going
is.
to put money into and it's going to be amazing. But it has to appeal to gamers for it to be amazing, because nothing can survive that is supposed to be a game if the only people that play it, because they won't do, by the way, are going to be investors, because you're going to need players.
This is what happened with Beanie Babies back in the 90s and the 2000s, is that everybody buying Beanie Babies was buying them to sell them later on for a higher price. But there was no actual demand for them. It's just artificial demand created by other people that are expecting artificial demand. Did it work, though? No.
To interact with the platform to generate money for the investors. Otherwise, you're buying into nothing. It doesn't do anything because nobody's using it. So it doesn't make sense. None of this has ever made sense to me, because at least the other ones have had gameplay like very early and talked about what the gameplay was going to be.
It's like, if you play Terraria, you can load different size worlds. You can mine and you can build and you can find things, you can find loot. But you always want to create that next world and see what's there. And create that next world and see what's in that one.
But you won't have that because it's just Earth 2.
Yeah, it's Earth 2, not Earth 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into infinity, right?
Like, it's the same thing. This is not a fantasy world. Like, it's a known quantity. We know what's on the planet Earth at this point.
Earth 2, it's just going to be this massive open world, and people will really start to understand how big that world is, I think, once they are able to dive in and just...
You ever heard that saying?
That's exactly right. They will totally understand how big that world is, and they will understand the game once they're able to start playing it, which is exactly why you should make it to where they can never play it. Because as soon as they see the gameplay, I can guarantee you, this is what's going to happen with Earth 2, is that eventually there will be gameplay, and the moment that the gameplay comes out, it will be so fucking garbage and bad that the value of everything surrounding it will go into the shitter. That's exactly what they will do. No, it's because these people believe their own bullshit.
Wide as an ocean and as deep as a fucking puddle.
Yeah.
That's Earth 2, from how he's explaining it. Great, you can fly around the world and look at the planet. You can already do that. You can do that in Microsoft Flight Sim.
What if
and
it's
that has a game
good?
attached to it. And interacting
cool.
with the actual underlying ground on the planet does fuck all for anybody.
Experience it firsthand. So I can't wait for that to come this year, just so people actually gauge how big this thing is.
It's going to be crazy.
And how amazing it's going to be. But
yeah,
again,
true.
3D gameplay, we couldn't release anything until we actually have the foundation and the platform right. And having said
makes sense, to be fair.
Like when we launched Earth 2, we had an opportunity where we could just shut things down and say, okay, 1-2 years later, you guys will see the next thing. You'll see the next part.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to experience this gameplay in 3D from the beginning. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to have the people who, believed in the project, who supported us, the people who got in early. I wanted to start releasing small parts of the gameplay that are going to then be relevant in the 3D world at a later stage.
Well, exactly, and that's what it is, right? Because that's the FOMO, is you release this now, and people are able to purchase part of it, and they're able to get some of it now, and that way they have it later on in this arbitrary point in the future. Yeah, you're stringing them along. It's that simple. It makes perfect fucking sense. Yeah, early access in a nutshell. Yes, there you go.
So the people who are involved early, they do get these benefits for playing. And yes, it's web. Yes, it's 2D. But, Jules, Essence, all of these things, the resources that are coming soon, all of these things are going to be very relevant in the 3D world when it comes.
Oh my God.
And the players who are logging in and capturing these things and playing the game in 2D as it stands.
By the way, all the things you just mentioned require you to
Oh, bro, you have to do it now. Get in now. You've got to be doing it now in 2D, because whenever 3D comes out, they're going to be worth a lot. You've got to do it now. Come on. Come on. You don't want to be the guy that didn't do it, did you? You want to be the you want to make it, right? Come on.
To interact with.
Oh
there is
my
no
God.
free element to this whatsoever. The gameplay that he's talking about is you buying pictures of the land, and then you log on and press a button that says collect. Press a button that says collect. Congratulations, you've collected your resources. What can you do with it? Fuck all. But you've collected your resources. That's not gameplay.
Oh my God.
That is, I wouldn't even know what to call that. But it is in gameplay. There is no game there. You are literally just spending money to gather things that don't do anything. So I don't know why this is like a consolation prize. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's about right.
You could have had a game that you do something with, and we could have just built the game as gameplay first.
There
and
you
then
go.
built the world around it as the game made sense. This is the thing, right? This has always been the thing with Kickstarter, crowdfunding, whatever else, and speculating on games in the play to earn sphere. This is why it doesn't make sense for gamers, and I'll tell you exactly why, because I followed Kickstarters and early access games.
I want to read this. This is a quote from their website. We reserve the right in the future to convert your holding of virtual land or any equivalent credits held in the Earth 2 platform to an equivalent value of a cryptocurrency that we may create in the future. Any conversion would be conducted at a valuation reasonably determined by us. So, how are people... Oh my God! Like, how is this... how are they doing? Like, how are you giving this money? Like, how can you be so fucking stupid? Like, this is astonishing. And it's like, this guy isn't even that great of a scammer. He's fucking up constantly. He keeps breathing life into the controversies. He keeps responding to them and perpetuating them. How can you be so fucking stupid? It's like one of those like comedy skits where the guy like falls down and he's tripping and like everybody thinks he's like dancing and they think it's really impressive or something like that. Like he's just accidentally doing this and people keep buying it. How is this even? I don't even understand this. It's driving me insane. Do you read the terms and conditions of games? If I'm going to invest $1,000 into it, yeah. I expect to get the money back.
If the game is not fun, It doesn't matter how impressive it is. It doesn't matter how much money you pump into it. Nobody will play it. Like, that's just a fact. A game could be made by Activision, Blizzard. It could be made by Epic Games. It could be made by...
Just 1 second. People say Lost Ark. Here's the difference. If I spend $100 in Lost Ark, there is a 0% chance that I will see a return on my money. There is a 0% chance I will receive a return on my money. Like, I am never going to get my money back. I am never going to get anything out of this. The difference between Lost Ark and a game like this is that people are playing this game in the hopes that they will make money out of it. There is no hope or no expectation or not even a possibility of a reality that I will make money off of spending money in Lost Ark. Every dollar that I spend on Lost Ark is me taking it and lighting it on fire. These people think that they're going to make money. That's the difference.
The biggest company in the world, and this is the core guiding principle. If the game isn't fun, nobody gives a fuck. It will just die. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
So the longer you take to build something and how impressive it is makes absolutely no difference to the end result of, is gameplay fun? No.
Yeah.
Okay, then move on to the next one. And that's the problem with so many of these speculative game investments, is that they don't have any gameplay. They most of the time don't even know what the gameplay is going to be. They can't tell you what the gameplay is going to be.
Smart.
Because they don't know. They've not figured it out.
Really? They don't know? Oh, it's such a secret. No, they do know what the gameplay is going to be, and that's why they're not showing you. Like, I don't understand how anybody would not... How can people not... How do people not see this? I don't understand it. It's like, how is this even... I don't even know what this is. You can make money in CSGO, no difference? Listen, I've explained it very clearly. If you still don't understand what my point was, you're an idiot. I'm not going to try to explain it any further.
It up as they go along as what sounds the coolest at the very beginning to draw you in and get your money. But at the end of the day, you know, it means absolutely nothing, because even if they turned around and said, we have Red Dead Redemption 2 graphics now, look at it, we have this open world, unless you've got some accompanying gameplay with it that makes it actually good, nobody cares, bro. All the speculative investment in the world will make no difference whatsoever. That's just a straight, plain fact, and anyone who disagrees with that, why would anybody play this? Like, answer me that. Why would anybody play this, a game that...
I don't understand why anybody does any of these gambling things. Like, I really don't understand it. Like, it's the same thing with, like, playing slots. Like, I don't get it. Like, I would do it for, like, content or because it's funny, right? Buy a lottery ticket on stream and lose, and it's like, you know, it's a meme. But, like, actually doing it seriously. Here's a really, really good way to look at it, okay? It doesn't matter how much money you started whenever you started playing slots. If you play it long enough, that money will reach zero. Period. It doesn't matter if you start with $1,000, $1 million, or $10 million. That amount will reach zero if you play the machine enough times. And that's the facts. Keep that in mind.
Costs real money and basically won't respect your time whatsoever because of that element of costing real money and that tiered system that you'll be buying into, when you could go and play something free or for like $2 on Steam that has 16-bit graphics.
Wait, somebody disagreed with me in chat. Wait a minute. Nope, wait a minute. Hold up, wait a minute. Everybody stop for a second. We gotta talk about this. Okay, all right. You said you don't agree with that statement. We're gonna pull it up. Let's make things exciting. So you said right here, where does it be? You said I can't agree with that statement. Why not? Why can't you agree with it? Yep, let's go. Come on. Even his avatar says why. Yeah. No, it's fine. All right, let's hear. Lucky is a factor. Oh my god. I just, like, I'm down bad on such a level that I don't even know how to respond. I don't even know what to say. So what happens if you get unlucky after you get lucky, right? Because, like, so if you got lucky, if getting lucky happens 49% of the time and getting unlucky happens 51% of the time, wouldn't it logically make sense that if you do it long enough, the not lucky would happen more? Wouldn't that make sense? Like, I mathematically, Asmon's right. Yeah, I know. How? Who gifted him a sub? God damn it, now I can't ban him. Fuck.
That has a fun experience. They wouldn't. So it just has zero value unless you can actually have people enjoying the game, which is hard. I'm telling you now, guys. People have been trying to make MMOs, which are on a drastically smaller scale than what Earth 2 is trying to do, for 2 decades now. Some of the biggest companies in the world have tried to make these games, and you know what? Most of them fail. Most of them don't Final Fantasy 14. Most of them don't World of Warcraft. Most of them just fade into complete obscurity. So the fact that you think you can do it better without even having a plan to originate the project...
5 subs. Appreciate that.
Nah, bro. That's why all these things...
Do you want to know what I think? I see so many people still in chat saying, but what if they get lucky? But what if they get lucky? Oh, man. It's so narcissistic. It's so narcissistic to believe that this is, like, this is why I think they need to teach statistics in high school. Get rid of Algebra 2 and teach statistics. Like, that's what they need to do. Because they didn't in my school, I'll tell you that. They didn't in my school. It's common sense. It's just... No, because the people that do it believe that they're the different. They're the one that's different. That's what it is they believe that it's going to be different for them. Why is it going to be different for them? It's because they're special. They're special. And so they're going to get lucky because they're a lucky person and they're special. That's all there is to it. Jesus.
Just ridiculous to me. It's not even on... Before you even get to the point of saying, like, oh, what they're saying is dumb, the premise that you're going to invest in something that you have no fucking idea what it's going to be...
Can I pause one more time for this example? So if I flip a coin and it lands on heads the first time, and I tell you the coin always lands on heads, you're going to think I'm a fucking idiot, right? Do you see what I'm saying? You're going to think I'm a fucking idiot? Well, this is the same thing. So like I am, because it's so crazy.
When you understand the fact that most games fail, they just factually do, or most games last for, even the ones that do really well, they last for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and you're going to invest tens of thousands of dollars on the idea that this one is going to be the one that lasts forever and is a great investment. You don't know games if that's your interpretation of what's going on. You just absolutely don't, and therefore you're making a very poor decision because you're investing in something you fundamentally do not understand.
You know, you guys are heroes. This is leading up to something big in the 3D world. So I
can't think of anything more heroic than playing a video game. You know, the firefighters, EMS, first responders. Nope. I'm talking about the people, the gamers in Earth 2. Those are the real heroes, boys.
I wanted to provide that to the players. I wanted to provide that instead of providing nothing. I wanted to provide something that's leading up to this 3D
provided
world.
Pretty much nothing.
And I just thought I'd share some of my thoughts here. I thought
look at
my
it.
Screen went thingo. I thought I'd just share some of my. I just thought I'd share some of my thoughts here for those who would like to listen. And just
and the metaphor, it's just drifting off the screen. It's drifting away. What is it really?
Understand why we haven't launched any 3D gameplay, because essentially the gameplay that we have coming in 3D, it needs the whole one-to-one replication of the planet Earth to be able to work.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
If we didn't do that,
they have a top 50 leaderboard for people who spent the most money.
Not doing that as well.
Of course.
So anyway, hope that makes sense. Take care, keep safe, and I'll talk to you next time.
Do you want to know how it works? Do you want to know why the top 50 leaderboards work? Look at the top of my chat right now. Number 1 gifter, number 2 gifter, number 3 gifter. Yeah. Why do you think Twitch does it? Man. It's crazy how people get fooled by the same bullshit every time, man. God damn.
If your whole business plan is, oh, we've got to do this, a rod that we created for our own back, because if we don't, we'll get picked on. Like, bro, you've already failed. You have already failed, because you're essentially saying there you care much more about what people think about what you're doing than actually doing what you're supposed to be doing and what would make sense for your business and your game. I always have to put it in air quotes because there is no game. I don't think there ever will be a game, at least not one that is actually fun to play and that makes sense. But yeah, there you go. There's Shane Isaac with his why doesn't Earth 2 have any 3D gameplay yet. But I would like to see you release some kind of document that describes exactly what the game's going to be. And if you can't do that at this stage, then I don't know why anyone would put any kind of faith in this project. But they released this. This is essentially their tech showcase demo of their terrain engine.
Okay, it looks like a big green
I'm not going to get
dick.
DMC'd for this, but it's essentially just congratulations. You can zoom in and zoom out on a completely desolate, just empty planet.
I can't wait.
I don't know why anyone would care about this.
I can't wait.
I sincerely don't understand. He's
my God.
On Google Maps here that you can zoom in and look at the place and then get the coordinates and zoom in and go to the place on Earth 2, which doesn't really impress me all too much, right? Because what's going to be the point in going to these places? Other than, I guess it would be cool for being a tourist and being like, ooh, that place looks nice. But how thin is that going to wear in time of playing the game? You know, playing the game.
Pretty fucking thin.
I don't know. This definitely ain't it for me. I understand this tech is probably going to impress some people from Earth 2.
I bet it will.
As I've said, tech means absolutely nothing. You can have the most technically impressive thing in the world. If it doesn't result in meaningful gameplay that keeps people interested, nobody's going to play it. They'll just go play a 16-bit $3 game on Steam like Vampire Survivor or whatever the fuck that's called instead of playing this.
Look at that!
And spending hundreds, thousands of dollars on a speculation that maybe one day it'll turn into something good. But either way, there we go. There's the rant. I do like that Shane's releasing these videos, because whether or not I completely disagree with him, because I think it's silly as a premise, it is nice to hear what he's saying about it, and does obviously then leave him open to be quoted on things later and see what changes and if everything remains the same. Though I do have to say, every time I watch one of these videos from Shane, he uses a lot of words to say almost nothing of any kind of substance. It's just basically regurgitating what they've said previously. He doesn't actually give any details whatsoever on any of the things that people should care about. He just basically points to like these videos as if they're supposed to provide any kind of like meaningful details or whatever, which they just don't. They just really don't. But they? There you go. Thank you very much for watching as always. More heavily scripted and cool content coming up for you. I've got some really awesome videos that are really interesting in the pipeline.
I can't wait to see where this goes. I'm so excited to see what happens next for Earth 2. This is going to be it's going to be the gift that keeps on giving. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Hope you're all doing well. No. Stay safe. We're out. Peace.
No, I wasn't really planning on I wasn't really planning on investing. I'm gonna link the video real quick. This is from KiraTV. In case you want to watch the reaction of Shane on the 7 challenge. What's this here? Oh, that's a 44-minute video. There's no shot I'm going to watch that right now. I've got a few other ones that I want to watch today, too, and then I want to move on and, get some shit done in Lost Ark, and then after that, play some Vampire Survivors. That's my plan, man. That's what I'm going to do. There's the video. Go ahead and give it a like, and we're going to go from there. Oh, wow. Yeah, that one is pretty bad. I just saw this is, it's a person's Lost Ark character. So this is they're playing the game on hard mode. This guy I think actually is in my chat. He'll very regularly give me advice on how to play, what to do, and I get this all the time. This is impressive. It absolutely is. Yeah, this really is fucking impressive. I'm surprised you can even get that many of them. This has to be a joke, right? I don't know about that. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's not. The thing is, like, a lot of these things, a lot of these people, like, it's not a joke for them. They actually just think that. It sounds crazy, but there it is.